Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, check 1, check 2, check 3. Let's hit it. Hey, welcome back. Dave Anderson here, HELICOOL'S Helipad. Today, we're going to do some testing on that trailer. Let's see if we can get the brakes working. We got some stuff to hook up first and trailer to get in the air. Stay tuned. Now that the brakes are all uncaged, it's time to get this thing up on jack stands. I got a problem that's going to delay me at least a couple of days. This cheap piece of junk, of course, it's sticking straight out, then it gets in the way. So I had to remove it. I was thinking I'm going to put a 90-degree in there, something like that. Well, as you can see, this cheap aluminum thing, the threads just broke off, and they like welded themselves inside of this thing. So I'm gonna have to order a couple more, and it's gonna have a about a 37.5-degree down angle to it, so it should fit in there just nice. But that's another delay of about 3 days. Well, the new glad hands came in, and of course I had to make another run to Home Depot to pick up more brass fittings, naturally. And oh, by the way, that sound that you hear, that sound of freedom, I didn't add that. That's actually, I don't know, maybe a Huey or something out there. Anyway, doesn't annoy me. I love the sound of freedom. Did I call it or what? That is a Huey, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Sound of freedom. Chocks are in place. Well, that test was a partial success. But the parking brake, it seemed like it failed. It didn't actually disengage the parking brake. But the air inflation system worked okay. I think I might need to add a one-way check valve to get this thing to work really well and to hold its pressure, because I noticed that as soon as the pressure was released, I had initially thought that the tires had depressurized without the air pressure being behind it, but actually they didn't. They held at the PSI that I had set the gauge for at 50 pounds per square inch. Yeah, and this went back to 0, which probably it should have, because, well, it's not getting pressure anymore, and that's maybe why I need a one-way check valve. So test number 2, I want to see if pressing the brakes in the cab does anything to the brakes back here. Test number 2. Okay, well, at least the brakes, stepping on the brakes, at least that is working. I just have to kind of figure out what is going on with the parking brake. I have an idea of what might fix it. Well, really, 2 out of 3 is not bad, but if it had to be this way, it is like one of the worst, because the parking brake, I can't get these things to unlock right now. But I have a good idea of what's going on. I believe that air is going down to there, but there is the control that tells the air to actually push the air pressure so that the spring is disengaged. I don't think that that control is actually, well, I know that number 1, it's not hooked up, but I kind of figured that I could just bypass that and it would all work for some reason, and it just didn't work. All right, well, not quite back to the drawing board, but I need to figure out what this part is. I'm going to show you real quick. All right, there's the rear axle. The part is right, get the camera on it, right there. Okay, I took that line out because, you know, it goes to here, and this is part of the parking brake. I kind of figured I could kind of bypass this. This is the signal line that is coming out of there. Okay, and that, of course, goes over to the bottom brake relay, which controls the parking brake. And that control is not being activated because I disconnected it here. And I'm just curious of, dang, how am I going to get that reconnected and in the loop of the control? I've already got a T fitting used for that, so maybe I just need to T in it yet again and hook that back up. I think that that is going to work. If you think different, please leave it in the description. Let me know, help me out, I'd really appreciate it. Well, I tried to get it on the road today, didn't quite happen. Maybe next time. If you guys have an idea, shoot me a comment. If you like the video, click on that like button. I really do appreciate it. You guys, until next time, I'm Dave Anderson signing out. Be safe out there, and God bless.